Elevated Leadership Revolution podcast. The change starts within you. This podcast is your place to elevate your leadership to new levels. Welcome, powerful leaders and changemakers. Here is Maya coming to you from sunny and snowy Copenhagen. And today's topic is one of my favorites because we are entering a new season. So we're going to talk about how to spring forward and harness the power of this season to bring positive change in and out. And what is really important to maybe just start a discussion is that why is it important to follow nature cycles? Because each season has its own unique qualities. That's like the truth of nature's sustainability, right? Like nothing is constant. Everything is all the time changing. So the moment we tune in consciously into the seasons, the nature cycles, it's going to be much easier to embrace for us what I like to call the inner sustainability, right? So it's all about your well-being, your health, your mindset. Because that's like the fertile soil from which you can actually be a leader and can serve sustainability reasons, but also serve society as large. So the moment we understand what is happening in nature, in this outer sustainability system, we can really understand that based on our inner sustainability. Always works in two directions, right? So because we are at the beginning of this journey to become elevated leaders, what is really great to do, and that's how I actually step into this path, is to observe and learn from nature's cycles. So today I'm going to unpack for you the spring season, because we're just approaching this amazing time of the year, and I want to present you how this transformational wellness science, Ayurveda, that I deeply studied and really have the opportunity to embody it in the recent years, how this science explains the magic of spring and how we can harness this power to bring positive change first within us and then ripple it outwards to our work, our leadership activities, and everywhere where we want to bring our change. So the first thing to really look at are the qualities that the spring season offers. And I want you to just think about when you go for a walk, or maybe you can look through your window, what are the qualities that are now present in nature? And you can think about, what is happening in the soil. You can think about the snow melting. There is a little bit of sun coming in. Everything is just muddy, dense, cool, and heavy. This is the energetics of spring. It's just this energy that has the potential to create. The seeds are going to fall into the soil, and then this kind of quality of the soil is necessary to bring them to grow. So we talk about cool, heavy, moist, slow, stagnant, dense. As you think about nature, you can also maybe already experience the same qualities in your own body, mind, organism. Because remember, you are much more than just your physical body. Your mind, your body, your emotional self, all this beautiful organism has also its own qualities. Because nature is this powerful force in the planet that brings life, it also influences our little cosmos of our mind-body organism. So it's very, very common and normal that you can experience the same qualities in your own mind and body. What happens at the beginning of the year, right? When the sun becomes stronger and everything just begins to melt in nature and those qualities begin to be activated, our physical body suddenly starts to produce a lot of phlegm, a lot of mucus. You have the runny nose. It's all about your lungs, your chest, and your stomach. So, especially folks out there who suffer from allergies, please listen carefully. I have so much for you today that you can really be supported in the upcoming spring season. So, just so we understand that all of this manifestation in your body is natural, it's because that are the energetics that are present in nature. And this amazing transformational wellness science, Ayurveda, shows that through, thousands of years of really studying what is happening in the outer world and in the inner world. That was the body. Let's just think now for a moment how this early spring qualities manifest in our minds. Because we talk about really dense and dull and slow energetics, it's manifesting mostly as lethargy. This really early spring lack of motivation is this seasonal depression, this sluggishness in your thoughts. It's totally natural, right? Because those qualities are just being magnified in this time. And just to maybe change a little bit the note, because it already just talking about those qualities, make you feel the same way. Have you noticed that for yourself? This is amazing. This is the power of our mind. So just to show you that spring actually has so much to offer, because out of those qualities, if we use them as foundation, there is so much space for enthusiasm and rebirth and planting of new seeds, ideas, projects can be really born in this season. It's also the time of cleansing and creating space for creativity. It's really potent time of the year because of all those qualities. What I really want to do today is to share with you very practical tips how to harness the power of the spring as a leader and change maker, so you can elevate yourself to a really different and much more embodied way of being a leader, especially when it comes to sustainability. And I'm going to unpack it on many levels. We're going to go through lifestyle practices, diet, we're going to go through the mindset and everything that is really practical and can support you to embrace the amazing gifts that spring season has for us. Because I truly believe that those months are here for us to really plant the seeds of all the change we want to bring in the upcoming months. In order to benefit from that, we have to think that there is this game of what is being now magnified, increased in nature and in us, as you know now, and how can we balance it out? How can we maybe bring qualities that can ensure that we are motivated, that we have energy, that we use this time for what is actually given. So let's start with what qualities are beneficial to balance this heaviness, dullness, cool energetics of spring. It's just this game of playing with opposites. The first quality that supports the spring season is warming The second quality is light. The third one is dry. And the fourth is something that is quick and mobile. Okay, so we talk about warm, light, dry, quick / mobile. Some movement is needed here because of the stagnation that is present. When we just dive into your diet, because that's something that is so important to talk about, especially in leadership, and the way we want to transform leadership is to understand that what we eat actually creates our mind-body organism. The way you think, the way you act, the way you have your energy working for you or against you is everything because of what we take into our systems. If you know me, you know that I'm not talking only about food, but that's what we're going to focus today, but about everything. Media, everything you take with your senses, the people you meet, the conversations you have, the pictures, videos you watch, the sounds that come into your system, everything is an intake. But just for the sake of keeping it simple and really practical for you today, let's just think about the diets. What you eat really matters when it comes to balancing out the energetic of the spring. What I want to suggest to you is to just think about your current breakfast, dinner, lunch, and just see what are the qualities there, okay? And we would love to foster and engage more into lighter and warming foods. So that's like the first step to really support you, and through the simple changes and focus on those two qualities, I can really tell you that you will feel a difference. And we talk here about replacing some products that increase the qualities that are already being increased, magnified in nature, and replace them with something that is lighter and warming. I'm going to speak about something that can trigger so many of us. I'm going to talk about some products that we naturally crave in this season, again, because the qualities in nature and in us are increasing, right? So like attracts like, and that means that it's natural that right now you're maybe craving a lot of dense, heavy, cool foods, such as ice cream, dense Greek yogurt, bananas, cheese. All of those products have really heavy qualities. In other words, we talk about dairy products. Please stay here with me, especially if you suffer from allergies. Don't pause yet and really just be open-minded to what I want to share with you, because it's really important. And I will share with you my personal experience with dairy products. I have been suffering for years and years since I was a young teenager from sinusitis. Like really heavy, dense mucus was present in my sinuses. It was really not pleasant to function as a young adult. It was just always so heavy. I had to have my Kleenex next to me. I had those headaches and, this pain really pulsating all over my face. It was really hard to have this regular sinusitis. And I didn't connect it back then with what I was eating. I wasn't so wise, but... And here comes my amazing mother into play. My mom is a doctor, and she is a doctor that actually is a holistic doctor. Even though she practices Western medicine, she studied and also practiced holistic approaches to healing. And she was always telling me, please don't eat each day yogurt for breakfast. Because that was my breakfast for years. It was my cold oatmeal with really dense, freshly taken out of the fridge yogurt. And my mom was always telling me, please don't have any dairy products. You need to quit your yogurt. If not, you're not going to stop having those sinusitis on a regular basis in your life. And because I was an ignorant teenager, of course, I wasn't listening to her. But now that I discovered the connection through transformational wellness science like Ayurveda, I totally understand what she meant. And I can tell you that the moment I switched to plant-based diet 12 plus years ago, I stopped having sinusitis. I'm not here to put any plant-based propaganda on you, but what I try to really share with you is that there is some wisdom in that. And I have truly experienced that on myself. And again, now you can understand that it's all about the qualities, right? So what can we do to actually still enjoy our breakfasts and other meals, but not induce this dairy heaviness and cool qualities? Because what happens in our body when we intake those products is that this flame, this mucus really increases. Like, you can check it for yourself. Really have even a banana, because that's another product I want to speak about today. And just see for yourself what happens in your nose. But coming back to how to replace it, because that's what I want to do with this podcast. I want to empower you and not to tell you don't have this or that, but actually how you can empower yourself and elevate yourself to this inner sustainability that goes around seasons. And what I want to propose you is that really a great option are all those plant-based alternatives, such as soya yogurt. Like, soya is really great in this season. The same goes for cheeses, right? I mean, nowadays we have access to all those amazing plant-based alternatives. Really don't despair too much, because I have a good news for you. In the show notes, you can find great recipe for sunflower seed-based cheddar cheese that I adore, and I really wanted to share with you, because you can prepare your own fresh cheese, and it's melty. It has this really nice properties that we all love in cheese, but it's not having the same effect as a regular cheese on us. Okay, so just check out the show notes and run to your kitchen and just be empowered. Like, check it out for yourself, because the moment we embody, we actually experience the qualities in us is when the change happens. And we all know that the change starts within us. And from there, we can really bring it forward. If you think about your breakfast, for example, like moving away from this kind of cold sandwiches to something more like quinoa porridge or barley porridge, just warm grains with some nice spices like cinnamon, cardamom, cloves. It's amazing. You will feel light, you will feel nourished. But at the same time, you will really induce this warmth into your system. So talking about spices, like, that's something that is really beneficial now in the spring season. Is like to really spice up your food with cloves, with cumin, with black pepper, all the Mediterranean spices like basil, oregano, thyme. They are really warming and also moving. The effect after like taking those herbs, spices into our system is that we really feel energized. There is this movement happening, and the same goes for rosemary. And I will pause here for a moment because, and I'm not like a herbal freak or something, but I tested this on myself. Like, rosemary has amazing properties to like keep your mind fresh, awakened, and mobilized. So now, especially when we have this lethargy and this sluggishness in our thought patterns, like, have some rosemary in your diet. Like, you will see the difference. So I'm bringing you really practical tips today. Let's maybe go back a little bit to the bananas. If you're still here, banana lovers, and I haven't lost you on the way, I want to support you and empower you to think about switching bananas, which are really dense and heavy and mucus producing, to something like seasonal, still available apples, pears. Grapefruits are also amazing. dry cranberries, raisins as addition to either your breakfast or your snacks. And the same goes for very heavy nuts. That's something that I have observed around smart leaders and sustainability experts around me. Because our minds are so active and we operate from there, we need to fuel ourselves. And that's where we reach for nuts, which became this healthy snack alternative. But nuts are really heavy. And especially now in spring, they can affect the state of our stomach. And from there, also the state of our body and mind, because we will just feel really heavy. So I suggest and I empower you again to reach for something lighter, which I named already, that are sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. These are great for the spring season. They're much lighter and you can do amazing things with them, like just to name the cheddar cheese that you can again, or you can just do some nice sunflower seed butter and add it to your morning breakfast. Amazing things that you can do, or just roast them and snack them. And another thing that happens in spring, talking about the diet, and I think it's very important that we talk about it, is because that's where we can easily influence the change, right? So that's why I'm spending so much today talking about how you can empower yourself, because you will really quickly see results. After one meal, you will really see the qualities in you. I wanted to speak about what happens when now in nature we have those heavy, dense, moist qualities. We really crave sweet taste. Because the sweet taste, and that's again coming from this amazing transformational wellness science Ayurveda, is that sweet taste is dense and cool and heavy, right? Just think about having a bowl of ice cream with cream on top. We will really need to be careful when it comes to sweeteners. And what I want to share with you is that there is the only one go-to sweetener that is amazing for this season, and that is honey. And for my vegan lovers, I would suggest molasses as an alternative. So honey is having this warming, spicy effect and also drying. If you want to add some honey, please remember not to heat it up. Just add it at the end to your meals, because if not, it's becoming toxic. That was all about the diet. Again, just take what resonates with you, and I'm sure you have already found some spots in your dietary patterns that you could maybe a little bit shift and twist this spring to engage into more lighter and supportive qualities. Moving slowly into the lifestyle practices, and they're going to be like quick and dirty because they are so easy to follow in the spring season. Because the first one I want to share with you is just to wake up with the sun. Yes, 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 yes. And that's so easy in the spring because we all crave sunlight. We all crave this warmth. So if your body feels heavy and lethargic, waking up with the sun will really support you to change and shift really quickly those qualities. So experiment for yourself. Check in your mobile app when the sun is rising and just really sync with this rhythm. It will boost your energies and you will start off your day empowered. Second lifestyle tip, it's really important, is to be in and with nature, like truly go outside. This is one of the best things we can do to wake up and move our dormant and really stagnant body and mind, is to go outside and be inspired and see what Mama Nature is doing right now, because there's so much happening, like birds, animals, flowers, trees, everything is just waking up. It's enjoyable. It regulates our nervous system. It will make you just relax, but also inspired. Enjoy walks, sports, outdoor activities as much as you can. And something that is connecting to this is just to move your body. Now is the time during the whole year, the spring season is the best time to really put on some great music and work your body out. Like literally start your morning with some energetic yoga set, if that's what you do, or just go for a quick morning walk or run. all jumping exercises, shaking, dancing, everything that moves the waters of your body, your lymphatic system is amazing in this season. And it will automatically support your immune system. It will support your lungs, which are really vulnerable in this time, as I mentioned at the beginning. I would also just suggest you to pick either morning, like from 6 till 10 a.m. for your workouts, or evening from 6 till 10 p.m. This is when we can really benefit from activating those qualities in us. Because I try to support you in reaching really another level of your leadership, is that this time is truly amazing for planning, starting off any projects, gathering energy and attention around what really we want to accomplish in this new cycle. The moment you kind of support those lighter mobile qualities, you will have this fresh air of creativity in you. And I suggest and empower you to use it to fuel your change that you want to bring to the world. One important aspect of spring season is, my dear leader and changemaker, it's time for a seasonal cleanse. Yes. If you want to pick one most important and life-changing spring practice, this is it. Ayurveda, so aka Transformational Wellness Science, really recommends us to think of our bodies and minds as this system that is full of channels. Like, we have amazing channels running around our body, and it's not just veins and physical channels, but really energetic channels. And thanks to quantum physics and all those amazing new branches in our modern science, we see that this is true. I mean, this is actually what happens where the life force is moving in us. We have a lot of channels, and as nature is actually mobilizing her own waters and just waking up and melting everything, the same happens with our channels. We need to cleanse them. We need to make sure that they are ready to take in all this energy that spring offers us and prepare us for all those amazing days full of sun activities, not only in spring but also in summer. So now is time to seriously have a seasonal checkup. Just as you take care of your car, your house, your bike, it's time to check up your own system, mind, body, organism. Let's pause here for a moment and discuss how to cleanse, because our modern wellness industry has created a lot of fuss about cleansing, and I'm really sorry to see that there are a lot of very unhealthy and, I would say, not so safe practices. And if you have tried any of them and they worked for you, I'm so happy. But I just want to really take us into understanding that, especially as female bodies, we are walking a really gentle ground when it comes to cleansing. Anything like juicing or prolonged fasting, where you really reduce caloric intake for especially female bodies, can have a really huge negative impact on our hormonal system. If you understand that our bodies are basically this biochemical, amazing, complicated systems, just taking something out of the equation or shaking something as important as hormonal system can cause a lot of mess. Just be very careful and mindful when it comes to radical cleansing. I would love to also name here that there are very holistic and safe modalities of cleansing. And that's what actually I have practiced for last 3+ years. And that's something that I want to invite you to experience this spring. So our bodies and minds have accumulated a lot over the last winter and autumn months. And not only toxins, but all this mucus congestion that sits in our digestive system, also in our mind, manifesting, a lack of motivation, heaviness, lethargy, it's just a sign it's time to kind of cleanse all those channels. I really would love to invite you to take a moment and think about what it means for you to create space in your physical body. Maybe you want to lose some extra weight after winter. That's like on a very physical plane, but also in your mind, like how would you benefit from the cleanse? Think about creating space for new projects, new ideas, boosting your sense of I can do it and stepping into a bigger game. Like all of this requires your channels to be open, ready, flowing. There are so many benefits of seasonal spring cleansing, and if you suffer from allergies, because I promise to talk about that too, is that you will benefit so much. Your allergy is just a signal of your amazing body notifying you my channels are clogged and it's time to cleanse them. And don't worry, you're not alone. There are so many people out there, so many changemakers and sustainability leaders who have no clue how unsustainable their system is. So I personally, every single year in spring, offer this amazing group cleansing experience where in a very holistic, science-based manner, you can cleanse your body and mind. And it's just, even I cannot name how you will feel afterwards, because you will literally restart yourself. You will become fresh, full of energy, creative person. Like people will ask you what have happened to you. And people who participated in my cleanses so far, they were always asked by colleagues, family members, like, what has happened to you? Oh, you're just full of energy and you just look so young. Your skin is just glowing. Our bodies are amazing, and just giving our body and mind space to cleanse in a very holistic and safe way where we don't cut any calories, we eat warm, nourishing, at the same time cleansing foods, magic can happen. Like that's where healing happens. It's just amazing to do it with supportive group, knowing you're not alone, and also with someone like me, so a practitioner who can really guide you and make this experience enjoyable and fun at the same time. If you're interested in experiencing a holistic and transformational cleanse this spring, in the show notes, I have a link for you where you can just check out all the details. We're having this group cleanse upcoming experience the last week of the month of March 2023. It's from the comfort of your home. Everything is online, and it's just so nice to have this space. And it's my privilege to share this knowledge with you, and I would love to welcome you in our group this year. So just to recap what we have discussed today, because we have covered a lot. How to harness the power of spring season for positive change. Remember, go light and warm with your food. Now you know how. Wake up with the sun, move your body, go outside to nature, enjoy the sunlight, create space for planning, kicking off your projects, and just really intentionally moving your awareness towards everything you want to transform this upcoming cycle. And again, it's time for seasonal cleanse. So either you do it with me and the amazing group that is gathering, or you do it on your own. Please take time to cleanse and create space. You can become really elevated leader that knows what the spring season has in store for us. Sync with the natural rhythm, use the energetics of nature to truly embrace the potential that lies within us in this time. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so looking forward to hearing back from you about what is that you really feel empowered to do, to how you want to move forward. So just send me a note, a message. You have all the details in the show notes. I would love to hear from you. I wish you a wonderful day, and until we hear each other again.